Welcome back. So in previous lecture we have seen the principle of secondary ion mass spectrometry. So we will be try to revise that again. Okay, so the basic principle of this secondary ion mass spectrometric technique will involve what? That primary beam of like cesium, oxygen, argon or gallium in the positive state might be incident on the solid surface. So might be incident on the solid surface here. Okay, might incident on the solid surface. So the bombardment of these primary ions on the solid surface will generate the secondary ions, which might be of in the positive or negatively charged ion, or some neutral molecules might be get ejected due to the sputtering. So that determination of that mass of this ejected electrons or ejected ions, rather ions, that is will form the basic principle of our secondary ion mass spectrometry. Okay. So the sputtering rate in typical this experiment is vary between 0.5 to 5 millimeter per second. Okay, so that sputtering rate is primarily depends upon the what primary beam intensity. Okay, how much intensity is there, which type of sample material is there, and how they are oriented. Okay, so sample material also will decide the how much ions are going to determine and how they are placed, means the solid is of amorphous type of crystalline type of. So this diagram will show you the how the sputtering yield is varying between various sources. Okay, so sputtering yield is the average number of sputtered particle per incident ion. So how many particles that incident in the primary beam and how many particles are ejected, that ratio is simply is the sputtering yield. Okay, so in the linear cascade method, the sputtering yield is proportional to the ion beam energy. So as we have seen, the factors that decide the sputtering is what, like intensity of primary beam, then nature of that solid surface. Okay, so that will also affect the sputtering yield. Okay, so the intrinsic tendency to be ionized, as we have already seen this. Okay, so the intrinsic tendency is depends upon what, the for positive ion it will be depends upon the ionization potential. Okay, so for positive ions it will be depends upon ionization potential. So as we have seen that for generation of positive ions, for which elements we are going to use, that is oxygen negative. Okay, the source must be of capable of extracting that electron. Okay, so source must be able to oxidize that metal in order to get the positive ion. So for positive ion, ionization potential, so how easily that electron can be taken from the metal atom will decide the ease of sputtering. Okay, and for negative element or negative ion, what is more important? Electron affinity, means suppose this also we have already seen, like if we use the source like cesium plus. Okay, here example is, once we use the element like cesium plus. Okay, so we use the cesium plus example here. So cesium plus is the source for negative ion and oxygen minus is the source of positive ions. Okay, I'm talking about the source of primary ions. Okay, so these are the secondary ions. Positive ions and negative ions are the secondary ions. In order to generate these secondary ions, we will be requiring the primary source of negative charge and positive charge respectively. Okay, so you must understand the basic difference between that ion and, that is primary source, and secondary ions. Okay, so the ion sputtering yield of any element is varies with alteration of other component within the specimen surface. So again we have what type of other elements are present in the solid, that will also decide the yield of that sputtering yield. Okay, so here is the example of aluminum. Okay, so aluminum might be in the various oxidation state, and how that intensity is depends is varying, given in this mass spectrogram. Okay, so see here, the most stable state is the aluminum, most stable state is the +3, but in order to generate the +3 state, ion yield is, see how much low is the ion yield. Okay, here, because reason is what, because aluminum +3 is not that much easy to generate. means we need to remove these 3 electrons from the aluminum, so yield is quite low. So we will be having the average energy of that primary beam. So we will be getting more in the aluminum plus state, okay, aluminum in the positive state. So here we can see that, just a minute, okay. So here aluminum plus, okay, here given like aluminum plus having the maximum ion yield, okay. So there might be some other species like temporary existing species like aluminum 2 plus, aluminum 3 plus, okay. So these species are like short-lived species, okay. So secondary ion generated from the argon or some other rare gases are like quite difficult to obtain, okay. That reason is already known to us. Why this is so? Because argon plus or xenon plus, that is inert gases, are very difficult to obtain, okay, in the ionic state. So we generally use oxygen and cesium as the source of, so we generally use oxygen or cesium as the source of, okay, ion generations, okay. So some might in some cases we might use gallium, so we will see that which technique. So here already given that static technique, we are going to use this gallium as a source of ion, okay. So that we will see in the upcoming lectures. So this is the basic principle, okay. So which factor will decide the how we can actually see that primary beam is suitable for given ion or not, okay. So that will be decided on certain factors, okay.